What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today on The Alley-Cat-Way. Today I want to talk a little bit about something that is extremely important, but we don't talk about enough. And that is the issue of being professional when you are running a business. I don't care if you're running an Instagram boutique, if you are a brick and mortar store, if you're doing hair, if you are selling flat tummy tea, whatever it is that you are doing, whatever your business is, you have to be professional with people. Everyone makes their money and everyone wants to buy stuff. Nobody wants to be mistreated though when they're purchasing a product. Today I want to share some of the things that I've learned about being professional just so far in my freelance work, and hopefully you guys will experience some of the tips too. But before we get into that, make sure that you all have subscribed to my channel, The Alley-Cat-Way, and hit that bell. Ding! I don't know why I made the bell sound, but I did. Make sure you hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all the videos that I have coming out. And make sure you hit me up on all my social links that are right here and below. So for me, being professional boils down to three things, right? You preach it, you practice it, and you provide it. That's my mantra. That's a proverb by me, D.A.K.A. Trademark that. But with those three P's, I have three C's that I'm gonna break it down on how you can be professional. First one is communication. You need to communicate with the people that are doing business with you. You know what it's like when you're buying clothes online and it says, you know, it'll be there in 5 to 7 business days, and you get to that like 6th day and you haven't heard anything back, you are freaking the freak out. At least I know I am. The same thing applies to your business. No matter what your policy is, make sure that your customers really understand what your policy is on turnaround, on refunds, exchanges, whatever it is that needs to happen. It's not enough to just take an order from somebody or fulfill a project and then just leave them hanging. So I'll share a story that happened to me. Alright, so when I was living in Atlanta a couple years ago, there was a local designer who had some really great work and I really wanted to purchase a piece from him, right? Found him on Instagram, had been following him a couple years prior to me actually living in Atlanta. And I'm always kind of wary of Instagram stuff. I think a lot of people are, just because it's so easy to lie behind a computer screen, right? So I was familiar with his work, I kind of watched his progress, watched his growth. It's a black-owned business, and so I was all for it. I said, yo, this is a young guy that is really like making some moves out here. And so I felt confident. So I did my due diligence, I contacted him, and I emailed him about the sizing of an item that I was interested in first, just to see if everything was gonna be on the up and up. He emailed me back right away, got the information I needed, and so I felt confident. So maybe the next week, I go ahead and place my order on his website, right? It said 10 days probably from the time your order is received to the time that it takes to make it, and then it gets to you. So I'm great, I'm waiting on it. I said, boom, this is gonna be great. I'm ordering it enough time because I wanna wear it for my birthday. It's gonna be perfect, right? Usually when I order stuff, no matter what kind of store it is, you get some type of follow-up email saying like, hey, we received your order. We got your tracking information, shipping confirmation, whatever have you. I didn't get any of those things. So I waited a few days, still didn't hear anything, emailed him, said, hey, just checking in. I ordered this product on this day. It's gone through on my bank, but I haven't gotten any type of receipt or anything of payment. Can you provide that to me? Crickets. Wait another couple days, still hadn't heard anything back, so I emailed again, saying the same thing. Hey, purchased the product, really excited to get it, but would love to know when I can expect it to be here. What's the status of its process? Crickets again. So by this point in time, I'm getting a little aggravated, I'm getting annoyed. It's approaching like that 7 to 10 day mark. So I go on Instagram, he's definitely still being active, still posting, still doing stuff in the story. So I said, all right, bet, DM him. Go ahead and DM him, say, hey, been trying to email you. I purchased an order, just wondering when I'm gonna get it. You know, this man emails me back and says, oh, send me an email. As if I hadn't done that 3 times now before. I go ahead and call my bank, I report fraud, I get my money back, and I'm completely done with him. I want nothing else to do with his business. I now have a horrible experience with him, and I'm not gonna recommend him to anybody else. And and it's not even to try and diminish his business or anything, but why would I send someone else to purchase something from you when I didn't have a good experience? So I tell you all that story to let you know that communication is key. Whether the supplier ran out of product, whether he was back ordered on zippers, if you just told me what was going on and let me know, I would have maybe been able to come up with another game plan. Maybe I would have canceled my order. Maybe I would have still held in there because I knew at least the product was underway. But you left me hanging. So because of your lack of communication, we can no longer do business. I no longer want anything to do with you. You have to talk to people. Something that I do that I found out is helpful when I'm doing graphic design work for people or doing web design is that I walk them through each step of the process as much as I can that's within reason. If something changes, I kind of let them know as much in advance as I can. There's gonna be times where you're not always gonna be able to just kind of handhold, your client all the way through something. But when you can provide that type of information, it's good to, because it makes your client or your customer feel that they are important. Number 2, following in line with communication, is be consistent. It doesn't matter if you are dealing with someone who is paying you $20 versus someone who's purchasing something that's $1,000. You should always treat all of your customers the same because you never know what that'll do. My biggest clients are my repeat clients, people that I've worked with over the course of like 2-3 years who still want work done, who keep coming back. And it's because I consistently make sure that they're taken care of and I treat them with respect. Those smaller projects usually turn into referrals. Those referrals turn into people wanting more projects, and the projects get bigger and bigger, and it stacks up over time, and it helps me build a bigger network of people that I can work with who now trust me and want to come to me first whenever they have something going on. And take it like this, I am no way someone's big business at all. I'm not big, it's just me doing work. I don't have a group of people that I necessarily do stuff with, so it's really just me. But the thing is, when you start off small, you have the chance to kind of cultivate that grassroots group of people that are gonna follow you, that are really gonna rock with you and support you all the way when you make that big break. So just be consistent. If you say that you're gonna do something, do it. Follow up with people. Make sure that people feel, again, valued. And finally, the third thing I'm gonna say is keep it classy. I can't stress this one enough, okay? Ask any person who runs a business, anyone who interacts with customers on a daily basis, they will tell you that there is always that one person that's going to completely try your very life and your existence, and you are just gonna want to blow up. It's often well-deserved, okay? I'm not even gonna say that, because there have been a couple people that I'm just like, whew. You have to realize that when you are a business owner and you're working with your business, that you kind of have to take your personal feelings out of the equation a little bit. And that is extremely difficult because you built this business. This is what you do. It is literally a reflection of you, right? You never want to give your business a bad name because you had an emotional, personal reaction to something. And this is coming from a calm place, because ask me in the moment if I feel that way, and I can guarantee you I don't. I feel like ripping someone's head off. If a customer has some type of complaint with you, if they were not satisfied with the product that you gave them, if they want a refund, whatever have you, it's best to handle that with grace, even if they're being irate. Because at the end of the day, they can't say nothing bad about you because you have that reputation of being a top-notch class act, because you're consistent with your clients, because you communicate with them, and because you always keep it classy. No one's gonna give them a grain of salt when they're trying to slander your name and rub you in the dirt, right? That young man that I ordered stuff from in Atlanta back in the day, I didn't go ahead and slander him. I told my experience. But if he truly is someone that's worth his salt and doing the work, then it shouldn't matter what my opinion is, because someone else is going to say, no, I've never had that experience. You just had a bad experience. I'm going to continue. And they should. Don't let people walk over you within reason. Now, if you want to, make adjustments to your rules for whatever reason for certain people, then that's on you. But just know that once you make that a practice and people hear about that, they're gonna expect that same treatment. And now that's gonna have to become your new consistency. Think about it like that. So I hope these tips really helped you guys. These are some of the things that I've done. They've helped me a lot. I'm still learning. So please, if y'all have any other business tips, any other ways that you like to keep it professional, any things that you've learned along your journey as an entrepreneur, or just someone who's a consumer and wants to see more out of, please drop that below. I want to hear about it. And we do have a book of the week this week. This week's book is I Can't Date Jesus by Michael Arceneaux. If you kind of like dry, kind of witty, sarcastic humor like I do, then this is really a good book. It's kind of like a memoir a little bit, and like a collection of kind of essays from Mike Arceneaux. He's a writer. He's young, he's black, he's gay, he's from Houston, and he leans completely into that. He talks about his family, he talks about where he's from, he talks about his dating life. There's a lot of that in there, and boy, can people relate. I'll leave the link to that in the description below. And until next time, I'll see you lovely people later.